Did you know that families most likely to be involved in the child welfare system are the three Bs? Who are the three Bs? Black, brown, and broke folks. I'm Chanel Dupree, and welcome to the Skin Deep podcast. If you work with families, that previous statement should ignite your curiosity. Our purpose is to learn what we don't know, build trust with families, and ignite action on behalf of families. You are a piece of this puzzle and have more influence and power than you know. Let's go deep. I want for this episode to just encourage you in that I want for you to remember your why. I want for you to recall the reason why you keep coming back and doing the work that you're doing. I am married to the love of my life. He is the one that God created for me, and we have been through many different adventures together. And one of them is we are raising our 4 children, and my husband is a pastor, and my husband is also an elected official. So we were in our second campaign. He was running for re-election, and this second election was hard. It just felt different, and some things were being said that just weren't true, and it was hard if I'm being completely honest. And so I remember I was just kind of reflecting and thinking, and I'm like, life was so much easier when you weren't in this position. And I remember I woke up one morning after another news report came out, and I said, why are we doing this? Like, why are we putting our family through this? And he looked at me and he said, because God told us to. So I was quiet, and I said, yep. And that was enough, right? And so that was our why. That's what we hung our hat on. It's what allowed us to continue on when things got hard. And when we were questioning, when I was questioning, why are we continuing down this path? And ultimately, he won his second election and now his third election. Things are well. When I think about and reflect on my own career, I know that I've had to ask myself the same question. Why am I doing this? Why am I in the space of working with families and dealing with really hard things? And if I'm honest, it's probably because of my own family history. I was raised by amazing parents who gave all that they could and did all that they could. But when I look a little bit further, I see my grandparents, and they actually, 3 out of the 4 of them were raised by someone else. So their parents didn't raise them, and it was for a myriad of reasons. There was domestic violence, there was drug addiction, there was mental illness, there were many different dynamics that were happening that led to 3 out of the 4 of my grandparents not being raised by their parent. And when I was making the decision of what area of law I was going to practice in, I was really drawn towards family law, and I was drawn towards this, and specifically the subset of child welfare law, because, man, what happens when things go as planned? But what happens when things don't go as planned? And the truth is, there's a lot of families where things don't go as planned, where things aren't perfect. The deeper truth is that if we look at times snapshots of our lives, it hasn't all been amazing. And there have been some difficult seasons that people have had to navigate and travel for various reasons. And I'm really interested in the concepts of redemption. I'm really interested in what does it look like to move forward, and how can we preserve families right? What does it look like when new families are created for various reasons? And so was drawn to child welfare, and it was because of my family. It was because of my why. It was because of how community surrounded my grandparents when they needed it most. And so I hope that you will share with me what you do, how you help people, and your why, what keeps you coming back to this work, because it's important to reflect, it's important to remember, and in your remembering, you can also encourage someone else. And so thank you for going deep with me on today, and don't forget to share your why in the link below. Take care.